Okay, good morning. It's Tangle Tuesday. I'm Loretta West, certified Zen Tangle teacher, soul collage facilitator, an all-around art gal, and I want to welcome you to today's lesson. The fall is going to be the theme. I went and got these from our garden. And this is actually a labyrinth that I did in someone's class, but I can't remember her name. Oh, and she lives in Vermont. She's a Zen Tangle teacher. But it was cool. I did it a couple of summers ago. And it matched the leaves, so I pulled it out. So just take a minute to sit yourself down in your chair or stool or whatever you're on today, and try to, if you can, put your feet on the floor. I'm going to remind you, if I can, about that. Get yourself set up so it's comfortable. I'm doing that. So I've got this little box. So I'm going to put it right there, and I've got this tiny, teeny, tiny little clipboard, and this is going to be tilted up, which I find easier for my body. I have a hard time working on the flat for a long period of time. So, and then I've got this wrist rest from the computer, which keeps everybody from sliding down and also supports my wrist. All right, today you're going to need a pencil. I've got a 2B Kimberly from General Pencil Company. And I have a tortillon or a blending stump for the graphite. And for my pen, I have a Faber-Castell Pitt pen in size S for small. And since fall is the theme today, I've pulled out some colors to work with if we have time. And so sort of fall colors. These are the Koi coloring brush pens. This color, let's see, oh, vermilion. We've got one color. Sap green, yellow. Oh, they thought a lot. They thought long and hard on that name. And orange. They also thought long and hard on that name. And burgundy. Iris. And red. They also thought about that one. That was a hard one to come up with. You know, I don't know. Mean. Okay, and I have some Prismacolor pencils. Prisma Premier. This is yellowed orange, number 1002, and vermilion, pale vermilion, pardon me, 921. And one of my favorites, process red, 994. And raspberry, which not only do I love the color, but I love to eat them, 1030. So that's our fun for today that we have. And you're going to need some paper. So you could use a Zentangle tile if you wish. I'm going to go small. Where I got here. Here we go. So like that. Whoops. And but today I'm going to be using a larger tile just so I find it easier to work larger these days. And there you go. So let's start. Now you have a choice today whether you're going to work with a border or not. Oh, somebody had a question. Okay. So the question is that a stone your cool little turtle is on? It's actually on a bead from that thing somebody had asked. So it's actually on a bead from Michael's. So you can get them in a string of turtle beads. So let's go back. Now I'm going to do a little border on mine. So in each corner, I will put a dot. If you can't see anything, let me know, because sometimes my lighting is different than yours on the computer. I'm just gonna light this up a little bit different here. Okay, then I'm going to connect the dots in a sort of straight line. So I've got this square, this frame, something to work with, little scaffolding. So we're going to do a little sort of landscape scene involving trees, because I love trees for one thing, and secondly, it's fall and they're losing their leaves and turning color, and it's beautiful. It's really, I just think they're beautiful all year round, but in the fall they really show their stuff. So with my pencils, I'm going to work with my pencil initially, and I invite you to do the same. About a third up from the bottom, I'm going to start making this wavy kind of line. It's coming straight across. So that's my horizon line. And then I'm going to have a curvy line coming from, so this is not the center. Make sure it's not the center. So a little to the right of the center or left, your choice. And we're going to have a curvy line coming down. And I'm going to have my line come right over this line right there. But you can stop it if you wish. And then I'm going to do another one a little bit of ways from that and follow that. So that's kind of my road in. So there's a gal who I've been following on YouTube and on Instagram, and I really like her lessons. And her name is Catherine, and the name of her website and her that's where I'm looking for. Instagram, oh my goodness. Instagram is creations. A little bigger. CCCC. Okay. She also has creationcc.com, which is her website. She's from outside of Montreal in Canada, and she does watercolor mixed with ink, mixed with all sorts of stuff. And it's just, she's very, she's a very relaxed style. It's very relaxing to watch her. And I've, learned a lot from watching her. So, and I've been sort of, she's my kind of before bed habit. It's like, oh, I need to relax. This I'm going to do. I'm going to watch a little of this. Well, one of the things she does is she makes these trees that are sort of shaped like popsicles. So I thought, let's do that. Let's go with that. So I'm going to show you where I'm going to place my trees. If you want to place your trees in another way, or you want to make them larger, smaller, you can do that. Feel free to do that. Or maybe you want more than I'm putting up. So the first one is just going to be like there's a little very narrow, so two parallel lines. They have very narrow trunks. And then they have an oval kind of shape. So I'm going right up to the edge on that one. Then a little bit over here, do another popsicle tree, a smaller one this time. And this one's going to have sort of a leaf shape. So they're really fanciful trees. They're not based on reality much, which makes them fun. So I'll do another one over here, coming down. Oh, I should do this. Hang on a second. Let's do this first. And then I'm going to have another little sort of bumpy hill over here. And I'm going to place a larger tree. So it's got, again, it's got this little thing here. And the reason I'm doing this in pencil is so that if you have tangles that you want to extend beyond the line of the tree, you can do that. You don't have to stay within the line. So then we have a nice popsicle tree kind of right here. And then this is quite a lot of weight. This is a lot of weight. So I'm going to put something down here as just sort of to balance the weight off. And then I've got one tucked in behind and another one larger right here. So really simple, but it shows so much. Here we are, we have a road, we have a way into the picture plane. We have some interesting objects around. And it's just fun. And then you could do, if you want, you could do little bushes in the shape of different shapes, sizes, pardon me, of circles here. You know, you could put some down here too. Really have fun with it. And if you're not sure, you know, it's like, oh, I'm not sure. Look at it from a distance. So hold it up at arm's length and look at it and see if there's anything you want to change or add and just get an idea of what's going on here. And you can also do another little trick, which is turn it upside down and see how that looks to you. Does it look kind of balanced or is it off balance? Do you need to add something else? That looks pretty good to me. So that's another little trick you can do. Change your perspective. And another option is to flip it and hold it in front of a mirror. So you're going to get the reverse image and that'll really help. So now I'm going to switch to my pen. Oh, just lost my little tortillon thing under there. Hang on. And the first tangle we're going to do is a classic. And it's by Maria Thomas, zentangle.com, and it's Perk. And it has to be one of the very first tangles I'd ever learned, I think, P-U-R-K. And I'm going to start up at this corner up here because I'm right-handed and I don't want to smudge as I'm coming down. So I'm going to start. So if you're left-handed, you'll want to start in the right corner. And if you're right-handed, left corner. But you don't have to, it's just a thought. So with Perk, we've got these two parallel lines in kind of an S shape. Coming down like this. And then a space. And remember while you're doing this, where are my feet? Right? Do you have your legs wrapped around each other like a pretzel? Or are they stable and protecting your low back? Okay. And then you're going to do, or I suggest that you do these little orbs. And you can have them overlapping like this. In fact, I think I'm going to add some more lines here. Hang on a sec. Okay. You can do them overlapping or as individual. Mine just happened to be overlapping today. So I'm just going to put a little circle up there too. Don't. So start there. And you continue on. Notice how slowly I'm going. The slower you go, the more control you'll have of the pen. If you want to, you can outline. So it's going to come down and outline this shape down here. Around it at the bottom, and then the two little tiny little popsicle stick at the bottom. And then if you want to, you can do little triangles in here. Let's see, I'm going to make that a little bigger for you. Triangles there, or you could put tipple anywhere like along these bands. So little orbs really have a lot of leeway. You could also black that in. So just have fun with it for the next couple of minutes. Also to let you know that the labyrinth that I made, actually, I just remembered the name of the gal. She's on Skillshare, and I think that is where I found that particular class. And it's Sadell Wiltshire. She's really nice, and she does labyrinth leading as well. And so if you're looking for it, it's on Skillshare. And Sadell, or Sadell, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Let me spell it out for you. Sadell, whoops. There she is. Okay, she's also CCT, and you can find her on Skillshare and other places. Okay, let's go to the next one. If you're not finished, you can always come back to it. That's a lovely thing about Zentangle. And this next one is one of my favorites, and it's a rhythm thing. It's a rhythm thing. and it's called Pop Cloud. So it's Pop Clouds actually. And it's by Carla Du Pries. It's been around for a long time. It's a great way to do clouds if you're looking for clouds, but we're going to do it on this tree. So the way it works, let me just do a little demo on a piece of paper so you can just see. Back up a little bit here. And I'll do it large. So you do 1, 2, 3 lobes. When I look at this and think about it, I think of popcorn. So think of popcorn and then come back onto itself, the 3 lobes, and then add another lobe. And we can see why it's got such wonderful rhythm to it. And then you can close it off, or you could also just keep on going. So we're just going to do, I'm going to do this little tree here. I'm going to start with these 3 little lobes, come back on itself, 4th one, back and close it off. Then I'll do another one. I'm going to make sure that they're not all faced or in the same trajectory. I'm going to do one down here that's starting down here, and then they're all going to sandwich together in a neat little bundle. You just go on and fill up that whole space with Pop Cloud. And I want to state that if any time you come up with your own tangle, want to do your, oh, this is nice, but I got one in my back pocket that I want to do on here that's perfect for this space, and please feel free to do that. I encourage you to try new stuff, things that pop into your head. I'm just giving you a springboard here so that you can build on it if you want. And if your pop cloud pops out of the pencil line, no big deal. Just let it go there. Let it be a lumpy tree. I also wanted to remind you that if you haven't already, to sign up for Fall Tangle 2021 on October 16th. That's a Saturday. It starts at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It's 8:30 p.m. There's 4 presenters. I am one of them, along with Angie Gittles, Jennifer Cottrell, and Sonia Yenser. And these are all going to be fall flavored pumpkin spice and all Zentangle lessons. It's very reasonable, $34 US for the whole day. You can also buy the recording. So you have a choice of attending live or the recording when you go to Eventbrite. So if you search Fall Tangle spelled with 2 words, but sorry, 1 word with no space, 2021, in Eventbrite, you'll be able to bring that up and register. I hope to see you there.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yeah, woohoo!
Can I, it's Elizabeth, can I give a plug? Because the summer tangles were great. And I've already registered for the fall tangles. So I definitely wanted to give you guys 5 stars across the board. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Okay, and Angie's not here today, I don't think, but she usually is. But we're going to do one of her tangles next, which is Pause, and it just came out, I think last week or the last week, and it's Pause, P-O-Z or Z for American friends, and it's by Angie, our beloved Angie Gittles. And it's got a great, you want to look it up on tanglepatterns.com because it's got a great little story behind it. But I thought it would be perfect for leaf shape. And so it starts, let's see, with this sort of crazy in a circle, mad zigzag lines like that. And then one in behind, and it just grows from there. And of course you could do little embellishments. You could put little dots in them or stripes, whatever you want to do. But that's what Pause is. Super easy. So just start here. Mine are a funny shape today. A very funny shape. Oh dear. I'll just go with it. So it looks like a very prickly tree. Could be a Scotch pine. Or a crabby tree. We just go ahead and just fill up that space. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next. Again, you can come back and finish that off. And the next one, piece of paper here, is a really simple one. Most of these are pretty simple today because I have tendonitis, so I'm keeping things really simple. As you notice, I'm not finishing things. I just going with the flow of what's going on. So the next one is called garlic cloves. And I have a sister who used to grow garlic on a little garlic farm. And I learned more about garlic than I ever knew from her. I also found out from helping her, it's very labor intensive. It's really hard work. Okay, so Garlic Cloves is by Jacqueline Bredenoord. I think she's from the Netherlands. It's a really nice one, and I like it because you can do so much with it. It fills in very fast. So at random, you're just going to start by putting dots here and there around your tree shape. Just random. Try not to do the picket fence thing. That's our standard. Giving it freckles. And then you're going to take 2 of these dots and put a line between them, just like that. And then a curved line, a C curve, a slightly C curved on either side. And then another one. And you can make your cloves as fat as you want, or as narrow and thin as you want. Another. So you can have them so that they overlap. You can add more dots. Or you go along as you go along if it doesn't seem quite right. In fact, the little town, I live in a little village in BC. There is a worldwide distributor of garlic seed named Jim Rasa. And he has, he collects garlic seed from, that's Maddie scratching on the door, from growers all over this area in BC as a province and Alberta and Saskatchewan. And the garlic growing here is really good, very high quality. And he ships it all over the world to growers. So this time of year is when they're harvesting the garlic seed, collecting it.
I got to give another shout out because I live near Gilroy,
oh
California.
yeah, yep.
And if you want garlic, they have a garlic festival. It's so fun. I haven't gone in a couple years. I don't even know if it happened last year or this year. But they have garlic ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's really good too.
It is really good. I know. I've been to a few garlic festivals here too, but never been to the one in Gilroy, and it's on my list. They even play garlic golf. So I went to one and they had a target and a bulb of garlic, and you could hit it with a golf club and try to hit the target and win a prize. But garlic festivals are a lot of fun. The thing that I found out from my sister that I really didn't have a clue about was just how many different types of garlic there are and how they're, different flavors, and some are hot and some are sweet. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little coloring, and then you can finish these little other trees, these other forms, if you want. Add tangles to them or just color. It's your choice. The other idea I had was that you could also write words in this road form right here. And I haven't thought about what the words were. So that's an option for you to think about if you want to do that. Something to do with autumn or fall. So let's just do a little bit of, I've got my koi orange and yellow pen, brush pens here. So I'm just gonna tickle it a little bit here with some yellow and come in with some orange at the bottom here. And then spread it out again with some orange, just getting to mingle a little bit. And when I'm doing that, I also like to have another piece of paper here and sort of clean off the yellow again. Just kind of carry on here and blend these out. I'm also careful and try not to get it into the ink, the black ink, because it does pull it up a little bit. But that's okay. It's shading in a different way. And you don't have to color it. You can shade it with a pencil. Or just do what I like to do too, is do a little shading, some shading, and then just add a little touch of color. Or you can go whole hog and color everything in and make it your beautiful dream. It's up to you what you do. It's your own creation, which is uniquely you. So we'll let that dry a little bit. Then I might come back in with some graphite on there. That's really pretty. What I'm going to do down here is demonstrate just how to do these color pencils on these little trees that are down here. So I'm just going to start with my yellow, which is yellowed orange. I'm just using little circular motions and a little back and forth. Notice how sharp my tip is too. So one thing I just saw on somebody's video, YouTube video, was to turn your pencil often as you're coloring so that you don't wear it all down on one side and have to constantly sharpen it so that you'll save your pencil and it'll last a lot longer, which I thought was really smart. So I'm just consciously turning my pencil as I go. Do a little bit of this process. This pink down here, little pink, processed red. And then I've got this darker, whoops. So you can just come back in with the darker red, which is this is raspberry, and add a little bit more weight on the bottom of this form. Maybe a little bit on the side up there, and then go back in with the yellowed orange and blend it together. You can also use a Prismacolor blending pencil and solvent if you wish, or hand sanitizer apparently works, so it's not very archival. And a baby oil is another option. So sort of choose your weapon there of choice. And I'm just going to go in and show you what else you can do. So if you have the markers, when you have a soft pencil like this 2B, you can go in right over the marker. It's going to add a little shading right over top, which I like to do. I think it's gives it kind of a patina, knocks back the color a little bit, but it gives it a little more depth. And you could use a gray colored pencil as well for that. But I do like to use the graphite because it really does blend well, and you could always erase it if there was a little issue developed. Never say the mistake word, do we? The M word. Ooh. Okay. I'll just show you how it just brings up a little more depth here. And how beautiful is that? So you can see that, bring that up a little closer, a little depth there. You can also do the same over colored pencil. You can add a little bit of graphite. So just where these two overlap, these two trees, go in and do a little graphite right over top. And at the bottom here, just a tiny bit. And now I've just got a little bit darker. Gives you a really good platform to work on. And take your time. You can just do a little bit at a time. You don't have to sit down for 2 hours and turn yourself into a pretzel. You can just do it for like 10, 20 minutes and then go do something else and come back to it over the next few days. I invite you to join Tangle Tuesday, that's 2 words, on Facebook. And you can see other people's work there, and also invite you to share your work there. If you're on Instagram, I invite you to share it as well. And please tag me so I can see too. Loretta, Loretta .west, W-E-S-T, like the direction, .artist. So lorettawest.artist is my handle for Instagram. And I'll just write that down for you. Sometimes it's easier to remember. .west, .artist for me if I write it down. So the dots are important. So that's on Instagram. And again, to remind you that Fall Tangle is on October 16th from 9:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I hope that you will join me, and you can find it under Fall Tangle on Eventbrite to sign up. So until next week, please keep well, my friends. Keep very well. And I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye for now.